Welcome to Geordie Lass Doc Sass. One day, a Geordie and a Canadian walk into a bar and decide to start a podcast about relationships, and what a topic that is. No subjects are off limits. Get in touch today with us at geordielass.com or email info@geordielass.com and let us know what you think and what we should talk about. Welcome to the podcast.
Hello and welcome. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. We're keeps getting colder and colder. My feet are ever more cold, but you know, there's increasingly warmer drinks being prepared at my house because 'tis the season. So
Is that hot toddy drinks or just tea drinks?
Oh, no, well, a little bit
are
of
we
hot
not
toddy.
inquiring?
No, please inquire. So my favorite drink is a Negroni, and I'm thinking, like, is there such a thing as a hot Negroni? I'm going to find out.
Oh, I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. You can explore it.
Campari warm? I don't know. We'll find out. Vermouth definitely pairs
Try
with
it all.
warm. Yeah, absolutely.
Experiment.
Anything that gets us through this winter. Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that in a few days' time, I will actually be faced with some sunshine as we head off to Seville.
Seville. Oh my gosh. It's getting closer and closer.
It is getting closer, although the forecast is partially for rain on the day that we arrive, and I'm not sure past that. So
Oh gosh.
I can't control the weather. That's what I always say. So
You've got it.
we have to go with it.
I am sending you all the amazing luck in the world that it's just going to be a different universe, warm, bright, sunny,
Yes.
little
Well, I hope so.
cobblestone streets.
But if nothing else, I just need some R&R time.
You've got it.
For sure.
You have.
I am reaching my limits and my levels.
Yes.
It is time.
Yeah.
It is time.
It's been a bit of an over-ambitious bite of the pie, right?
It was, yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you stretch yourself a little bit too thin. I'm kind of feeling it this week.
Totally.
I am feeling it.
Oh my gosh. And it's kind of like
But it's good.
Yeah. Oh, it is good. It is a lot of amazing growth that you're taking professionally. But sometimes you do feel like that jet that needs to dump a bunch of fuel. So you kind of look to, what are the things I can let go of, delay, balls that I can just let fall?
Yeah. I'm definitely in that kind of priority mode now. What is the top 5? Otherwise, it's not getting done.
Otherwise, it's just not getting done. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
If the relationship desk correspondent is still at her desk, I'll be surprised, given all the pinch on the time. But what is shaking over there on the desk?
Well, you see, I can't let the listeners down, so I have got relationship love desk news today.
We're one of the 5, guys. We're one of the top 5 priorities.
You made it in the list.
I made the list.
And I showed up today.
Oh.
So today, this might help you in your newfound freedom and life choices, Anna.
Yay! Yep.
So, if you were venturing on the Tinder arena,
Oh, damn.
you might like to know how to be impressive on Tinder.
Yes, topical, please.
She's like, give me this.
Hello.
So apparently people with unique dating profiles rated as more attractive, intelligent and funny in recent studies.
Unique. What does that mean?
So it's all about kind of how you describe yourself and using kind of metaphors and things to make yourself sound more interesting. So it gives some examples, so I'm going to share these with you. Oh, I've just poked myself in the eye. That wasn't very sensible, was it?
Oh, God.
No, not very sensible. So this one's a bit weird, actually, right? So instead of writing food is essential for me, you write coffee and crackers with cheese or jam is essential in my morning ritual.
Okay.
I'm not sure about the crackers and jam bit, or whether you'd have crackers and cheese with coffee.
I mean, that's a bit of a weird pairing, but
I'm not going to delve too much on that.
But if it's your thing, it's way more interesting than I like food.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So instead of writing I'm very good cook, you write I am a star in the kitchen.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Anna's getting a pen out now. She's taking some real notes.
I really am.
So I can't wait till this recording. I'm going to press pause and write it all down. So instead of saying I'm a 50-year-old man, you say I'm a loyal 50-year-old man with a high sense of humour.
Oh my gosh, that does sound a little sexy. Mm-hmm.
And I'll share one more with you. So instead of I want to travel, a road trip across Australia is on my bucket list.
Listen, that Because, okay, I have been a little bit dipping my toes in on the dating apps, and oh my good God, everyone's like, I love travel. I'm like, oh my God, if I had a penny for every time, and pennies don't even exist in Canada here anymore. And yet I would take a penny for any damn time I see travel. I'm like, make it more interesting. Yeah.
So there you go. You've just got to open yourself up, be a bit more creative, use some more descriptive words.
Nice.
Try and create a kind of, I guess what I took from that is you're creating a kind of picture, a sense. You can really visualize what that person is like.
Yeah. Yeah, you've got it.
As opposed to, I like travel, like everybody else on Tinder.
Everybody else
Or
does.
I've got a great sense of humour.
Oh my God.
Laugh out loud.
LOL. Oh my God, terrible. Yes, you've got it. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to take that to the road. Take that on the road and I will give you feedback. Absolutely. And when in doubt, just have a hot bikini picture. When in doubt, flash your boobs. Or for guys, when in doubt, like flash your ship or your boat if you have one. Actually, there's a lot of guys who post pictures of them with a big fish, which if you do that, just stop.
Does big fish mean something else where you come from?
I don't know what it means, but guys seem to think that it puts them in a good light. But I have received some feedback from women on the interwebs that like the big fish picture, it's not sexy unless you yourself are a, professional angler of sorts.
I see. Yeah. Apparently, if you've got a dog, you're more attractive as well.
Oh, hell yes. Hell yes. Hell yes.
So there you go.
Yeah. I always love me a good man with his dog picture. Totally.
See? More likely to get a date.
Except if it's not your dog, then you're a dick.
Oh yeah, you can't nick somebody else's dog. That's like stealing other people's kids so that you can look like you're an attractive, responsible person.
And I will say that in my very brief foray onto the dating apps, I see a lot of guys with pictures of somebody else's kids and they say, these aren't my kids, it's my nephew. And I'm like, who sought permission to put your nephew up on Tinder? Like your 2-year-old nephew. Like, dude, ethics. Come on.
Yeah.
So there'll be more dispatches, but I really appreciate that advice. I'm going to
there you go.
work on my profile.
She's updating her profile as we speak.
Yes.
You stick with it for a little bit longer, though.
I know.
We'll just share a hot topic first.
Okay, good. I can do it.
All right. Okay. Today's hot topic, overlooking the simple pleasures.
That just slowed down my RPM. I'm listening. The simple pleasures. I'm thinking back to the things I don't have right now, which are like grass, middle of summer, a gentle breeze, a strawberry patch. I don't know why I think about strawberries. But yes, overlooking the simple pleasures. Yeah.
Yes. But I think at this time as we start to kind of, once you tip into that kind of December vibe and everyone suddenly panics because they haven't done the holiday shopping or have no idea if Aunt Mildred's coming for dinner or not, where the kids are spending the holidays, or all of those wonderful things that we face as families over the Christmas period, and we can get kind of quite stressed and place a lot of emphasis on maybe things that aren't as important, but we kind of feel like they are, as we want to create that lovely white Christmas, beautiful picture postcard feeling. So it can be difficult to kind of just take a breath, take a pause, and really just acknowledge some of those smaller moments that bring us joy in life. Like, I'm thinking wintry now, right? So I'm thinking kind of a little red robin or something that hops across the lawn. And I'll tell you what I saw the other day was a double rainbow. And like, I just really, really enjoyed it. I took a picture, sent it to friends, sent it to my man. It's like, look, there's a double rainbow above the house. So that's something that is like such a small pleasure. But actually, I saw it gave me kind of great happiness for the rest of the morning.
Wow.
So it's not always about the big things, it's about appreciating having a nice warm blanket when you feel a bit chilly. It's appreciating, the nourishment that you can put inside your own body. I think it can be really hard to think of kind of joyful situations, or or acknowledge and recognize some of those small things that really bring us joy and pleasure. And the same goes, you know, not just from a kind of personal perspective, but in a relationship as well. You know, what are some of those small things that your partner's maybe done this week that brought you a moment of happiness? You know, did you share a fun joke? Did your partner reach out for your hand just at the right moment when you needed it? Sorry, Anna. But in those kind of relationships, right? Like what is it that we can acknowledge? And it might not just be intimate relationships. What about friendships as well? What can we acknowledge about those relationships that are closest to us and the happiness that they bring to us?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like there's nothing better than a good chat, is there, with kind of like a friend who is always somebody that leaves you feeling kind of inspired or connected, or you feel like you matter to them, you know. Like some of those moments are the things that we need to cherish and hold on to.
Oh my gosh. I'm in rapture just like listening to you, because I'm just savoring. It's almost like having somebody tell you about a story of them going to the most amazing restaurant, and they go through all the dishes, and you're like living every moment, like you can taste that on your tongue. And you were describing things that, like, you know, that you know, your partner reaching out for your hand unexpectedly. And it's so funny, like though I be in a state of active divorce, I celebrate. There's just this feeling of incredible. I was in rapture as I was listening to this, and I think it's so wonderful to be in a state that, even though like I'm not currently in a relationship right now, I can absolutely feel those simple pleasures, and I think, oh, how beautiful that is. Not a single thread of at this time like envy for that, because number one, I know this to be beautiful. I'm cherishing this through your words, and I also know that, like, number one, that is a simple pleasure. Number two, gonna have that again one day. So I love that.
Yeah. Oh. But there's more. We are able to get those pleasures from all different areas of our life. They are there.
Totally.
We just need to choose to open up our eyes and notice them and take note of them.
Yeah.
You know, we know that positive things take longer to settle in to counter the negativity balance that sits in all of our brains because of pre-programming. So we know that in order to counter that, we need to appreciate those moments for longer and really let them sit and sink in and just think, in this moment, I am happy.
Oh my gosh.
In this moment, I feel bliss.
And that's all you need to know. Like, how do you feel in the moment? I feel happy. Nothing else matters. Yeah. There's something that I went to this Santa parade yesterday. Me and my dog went. I got her dressed up in her 2 jackets, and we went and stood out on the foot of Yonge Street, just waiting for Santa to come along. And it was very cute. Yeah. All the families, everybody. And then we got, and it was bloody ass cold. And then we sort of sought refuge. Me and my dog went onto the subway, which is underground. And there was this tiny little dog in its dog mom's arms. And it was this cute little dog with his big eyes. And it was just the cutest thing. I swear I couldn't take my eyes off of my dog. And then other people couldn't take their eyes off of my dog, because she was just super cute, lying on the subway, the floor of the train, and just enjoying everybody's attention. Like, dogs and cats and animals, they're put on this planet to shake us awake and say, look at this gorgeous little thing that just is just a bundle of joy, and there's no other reason for them to be on the planet but joy. Yeah. And occasional frustration. My cat likes to vomit every 4 days. That's not joyful. But the rest of the things she does is awesome.
Well, the other 3 days are joyful.
The other 3 out of 4 days.
That's not bad.
75% of the days with my cat are great.
Exactly.
That's all you need.
Embrace those 3 days. Yeah. Make note of them so that you're ready for day 4.
Oh, and so when I think about this, when you're talking about finding these simple moments of joy in the holidays, I'm thinking about like the same thing. Like when in the summer, when generally people get married, it's all about these ridiculous, like elaborate weddings where everybody gets freaked and stressed out on these stupid details when they overlook the simple things that they should be actually leaning into about their relationship. Like, relationships get strained as people plan weddings. They're not brought together. And similarly, in our holiday plans, we tend to be at odds with one another, trying to cultivate the perfect place setting and all the turkey on time and the this on time. Screw it. Yeah. It's the relationships with people. It's the simple things that matter.
Yeah, so it is.
Pop your head out the window and look at that winter sunset of the sun going down and all that beautiful, just ice blue look in the sky, and just take 5 minutes and just look at that for a sec.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Here's to that.
Yeah.
My son shared with me today that he's not that bothered about Christmas Day and Christmas dinner, and he would much rather have a pizza on his own.
Oh.
It's like, thanks.
Oh, well, but actually a damn good pizza. There's nothing like a good pizza slice. But yeah, part of me would be like, what are you talking about? My 12 hours of slaving away and days of buying provisions?
Okay. All right.
Useless. You're like,
did not feel appreciated and joyful in that moment.
No. And you're like, how many hours was I in labor with you, you little shit?
Although what I would say is you can take joy from the fact that somebody was open and honest with you.
Oh, I like it.
Even if it's not what you want to hear.
Yeah.
The fact that somebody feels able to share how they're feeling and open to that is a positive thing.
Well, it's true, and you won't have to guess what your son actually wants to eat on Christmas.
Exactly.
Even though it doesn't feel like something that you'd like to have, but there's no doubt what'll make him happy on Christmas, so...
Exactly.
It's more information.
We know the score. We know the drill.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Ooh, all right.
Oh, I feel uplifted now.
I feel a peace. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Let's see how the question tips the balance.
Okay.
If it does.
If it does, all right. I'm ready.
Oh, okay. Ready for this week's question. Right, get your listening ears on, my lovely.
Okay.
My boyfriend won't stay over because he lives at home with his parents and he doesn't want to tell them where he is. He's 29 and we've been going out for 9 months. They know that we are serious and they aren't idiots. I think it's pathetic. Do I have the right to be pissed off?
Oh, hell. Oh, my gosh. Okay. Lots of stuff going on here.
There is, yeah.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So for you, when you hear the age, was that a critical piece of this story or no?
I think there's clearly an expectation there, isn't there, that at 29, you should be kind of making your own decisions, making your own choices in life and no longer being as guided or swayed by your parents was kind of what I heard in that. Mm-hmm. But clearly this person has respect for his family and I'm guessing there's some family values there that are attached to it and he's respectful of that and doesn't want to kind of go against that. So there's some admiration there for somebody that is kind of respectful of those kind of family views. I don't know.
Oh, man, but I'm a skeptic.
But then there's also...
Because I'm like, really? Is it respect for parents or is it a very tidy excuse to keep your partner at arm's length and not commit? Oh, wow. I'm getting right in. Yeah. The story is, I can't tell them where I am. My parents, out of my respect for my parents. I'm like, bullshit. My bullshit meter is going off like how?
Wow.
Whoa. I know. Is that I'm just a jaded part of my life or what? Or do I just want to be, oppositional, I suppose?
I think I generally would always look for kind of the positive reason why somebody's doing something the way that I can't help it. We were out for dinner and my other half commented on something that somebody was doing. And I said, well, have you thought that it might be this? And offered a reason as to why. And he went, how do you always do that?
I love that you do, Sarah.
That's just my natural kind of... that I'm always going to go with that. Until I'm proven that somebody is untrustworthy or... then I guess that kind of trust is there. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And I love that. See the good.
Yeah.
See the good.
But maybe you are right. So maybe there is something there around, if we explore that kind of a bit further around kind of that whole commitment thing. So what does it mean if I start staying over? Does that mean that we're more committed in the relationship and therefore, right now, maybe does it suit me to be more casual? And as you say, if I keep you at arm's length, then maybe we don't have to go down that route or those difficult conversations. 29 is kind of, it's that kind of age, isn't it? I'm guessing the other person's of a similar-ish age, give or take a few years. And we get to kind of that position where people naturally start to think about settling down, finding the one, even though we know the one doesn't really exist.
Surprise!
So
there's many ones.
Yes, there are.
There's multiple ones.
So I think, there could be, you're right, there could be more to it. I was just,
I love it. I love it.
Rather positive.
Well, and so if we were to assume the best and say, okay, so what does it say if you are somebody, and let's say your boyfriend is just really respectful of their parents. So how would that empower you to make some choices or to sort of lead communication from that standpoint? Where would you go communication-wise, presuming that to be true?
So if we presume that is to be the case, then I would explore some options. So how is it possible to still remain respectful and, still achieve what we want to achieve? Is it a case of kind of frequency? Is it a case of sitting down with the parents, having a conversation and almost kind of asking for permission or asking for their blessing, maybe? Kind of not necessarily permission, I guess, but asking them to kind of be okay with it. Is it, exploring that side of it a bit more? Is it having a conversation with a boyfriend saying, look, is it really about your kind of family values to your point, and scratch the surface a little bit there and ask if there's anything else that might be going on? Is there anything else that would stop you? Because that's quite a good question to think, because you can tell, can't you? People will then, if there isn't, it will be like, oh my God, no, if I had their blessing, then absolutely I'd love to stay over. Or if you get that kind of moment of hesitation, you can kind of sense the vibe if somebody's holding back on you or not.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, so that's very nice. I think the other thing too, which I frequently run into, because I run into myself, I run into with clients, is this person writing in is completely putting the progression of their relationship in their boyfriend's hands. He's the rate limiting step. I don't hear anything about what the writer is saying. Well, what would you, at 9 months, what do you hope to be doing in a relationship at the moment? Do you want to be thinking about, having overnights? Do you want to think about making some bigger steps? Like, let's throw some paint on your blank canvas, which is the hardest thing to do, right? Let's imagine that your boyfriend wasn't the rate limiting step, that he was a total go.
There is an expectation there, though, that, by that stage in the relationship, the writer says, like, we are serious about the relationship. His parents know that we're serious. So there is an expectation, I think, from the person writing in that, this is an important relationship, and this is an important part of having a serious relationship, is that you get to have sleepover.
And presuming that fits within your cultural and religious norms. And if there's discord, if your boyfriend and their family doesn't think similarly, then that's part of the important things that we try to avoid having conversations about, right? Partnership, you need to be clear on money, children, sex, religion. These are deal breakers. So this is a great opportunity to say, where do we stand and why do we take the stand that we do? What do we believe in? What are our priorities? What are our values? It's a great values opportunity.
And I think also it is around that kind of future expectation. So if not now, then when? Like, what would need to change in order for this to be a possibility? Like, is it that this is never going to be an option for us, and 5 years down the line you're still living with your parents and we're still in this situation? That puts a whole different spin on it, because as you say, kind of deal breakers. Am I prepared to put up with it for another kind of 2 or 3 months until he can have a conversation with his parents? Or am I prepared to put up with it for 5 years until we eventually decide that we're going to get married, and that's the time that he can have a sleepover? Like, where does it lie? Or is it somewhere in between? And where's my cut-off point? Like, what are my boundaries? What am I prepared to put up with and not put up with? What is going to make me happy in the long run?
Yeah.
Or do I really love this person enough that I'm happy to sacrifice those overnighters until we are in a position where we can?
Oh, completely. Yes.
Like, what happens if they go away? Do they get to go away? Do they then get to stay together? Because that's another option.
No, very true. And the other thing too, I think the big thing here is that sometimes we presume how our family stands on a particular issue. I remember having a conversation with a client who they finally, so because their grandparents were really conservative, but finally they were granted the right as a couple to sleep over at grandma's house when they were up sort of like
when they were visiting.
Yeah. But that was not a right granted to the younger, to cousins who had more recently got involved. They still had to stay in separate rooms. But at some point in time, the grandmother was like,
your time.
Absolutely. So sometimes it's just a matter of asking. And here's where you find out, this boyfriend, like, where does he stand in terms of clear communication and boundary setting with his family? If he's too scared to ask, then he's going to be scared to ask and stand up for your relationship always. Like, it's critical to start to have difficult conversations, to stand up for you and stand up for your relationship.
Yeah. But and how much courage will he have in the future in a relationship? Like, because how you do anything is how you do everything. Like, we know that we're showing up in kind of all aspects generally in the same way.
Absolutely.
Kind of tilt slightly and morph a little bit, but generally those kind of predispositions come out, don't they? So if I'm not prepared to speak up for myself as a person, then will I be prepared to speak up with you for myself as a person?
Yes. And if you decide to have kids and you're trying to stand up for what's best for them, will you have the guts to be able to have hard conversations with parents-in-law about, these are the rules of our house, or no, we've decided.
Or with teachers, with schools.
Oh my gosh. It's
all of those things.
Endless, right? Yeah. How you show up in one way is how you show up in every way. Yeah. I mean, like in every situation, right? This person writing is like, do I have the right to be pissed off? Yes, certainly do. But do you choose to be pissed off? Because the other opportunity is you see this as a growth. You see this as a real opportunity to get to know your boyfriend in tough times.
Yeah. I think, on that point about kind of, do I have the right to be pissed off? We all have the right to our own emotions. Mm. How long do I want to stay there is a different matter. Mm-hmm. So, and I think we should never, it sounds quite dismissive, doesn't it? Do I have the right to feel this way? Like, I'm dismissing these feelings that are coming up for me. Yeah. We talked the other week about, inability to deal with emotions and being kind of emotionally detached. So we need to welcome those emotions as they come in. So yes, you do have the right. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Do you want to stay there forever and to have that then impact your relationship? Probably not. And then it is about, how do we move past this? How do I move past that feeling and that anger and that hurt? Because often you're feeling you should be feeling pissed off because actually I've got a need there that isn't being met. And that's why I feel frustrated and annoyed by that. Because
underlying is hurt or embarrassment. Yeah. Disappointment.
I feel like you don't see me.
Yeah. Oh, damn. I just felt like we hit water right there. Yeah. That's draining down. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the great thing. Like, a lot of these advice columns in Cosmo or whatever magazine, like, do I have a right to be pissed off? Yeah, you do. Go for blood.
Yeah, damn right.
Yeah. Tell them what you feel. And the beautiful thing from a coaching perspective is, like, you can feel whatever you want to feel, but I'm going to shine up the mirror and hold the mirror up to you and ask, like, does sitting in this feeling serve you, or do you want to choose another lens through which to see the situation? Yeah. Feel pissed off for a while, for sure. Yeah. Like, throw a pity party for yourself, for sure. Yeah. Bang a few doors, for sure. Then when you're done with that, discharged a bit of energy, then you get to choose, what lens do I put on? Is there a win-win here?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Oh dear.
But if you're 29, get your own house.
Yeah, some troublesome times to deal with.
Well, and 'tis the season, right? Because the thing about these holidays, and in the U.S., they're going to be celebrating, or by the time this recording comes out, they'll have already celebrated Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is a really tough time. It's a super challenging time for boundaries with family. I saw some sort of meme that, like, how apropos of Trump to have announced his presidency within a week of everybody having to go back and face their uncles, right? Like, it's going to be a really challenging holiday because, so drawing boundaries, saying this is what I'll put up with, this is what I won't, standing up for the people who are important in your life, standing up for your values and the things that, this is the season that really stresses that. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And there's a lot of kind of financial difficulty as well at the minute, isn't there? There's a lot of people being laid off and being made redundant, and at a time that's already quite stretched with finances, and there's so many things that just create this extra pressure. And I don't know. We still don't know if COVID's going to keep on giving, but
we don't know. It could.
Yeah.
We have no idea. Interest rates, infections. We know that flu, RSV, adenovirus, those are off the chain. The pediatric emergency departments and ICU are beyond capacity. I mean, it's all kicking off.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so much uncertainty. So at least lay your foundation on what you know to be certain, which are your values. Go for broke.
Yeah.
Tell people.
Yeah. But focus on those little moments of pleasure along the way as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
As we record our podcast, out my window, I'm on the 28th floor, and I look out and there's the park where all the dogs play off leash, where I take my dog. And it always makes me so excited to see these golden doodles running around, sprinting around without a care in the world. And that's my little simple pleasure.
Oh, have you seen that? There's a great film. It's
Is this going to be
Owen Wilson?
Oh, is that Marley and Me or something like that?
Yeah, yes, oh my God, I think it's that. Or is it Marmaduke? I can't remember if it's Marmaduke or Marley and Me, but both of them I think are quite funny. And one of them has this, the dog narration in life. And they enter into the dog play park and it's quite hilarious.
Oh my gosh, okay.
So yeah, good one to watch if you're an animal lover and you want a bit of cheering up.
Both of those things are true for me.
Yes. I watched my first Christmas movie on Sunday.
Oh,
and loved it.
It's begun. It's begun.
Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It was great.
Lovely. Yeah. I watched, oh my gosh, what is it? The Will Ferrell and Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, Canadian. Is it Shining? What the heck was that again? I can't remember. Anyways, you're right.
Not Elf, no?
No, it's just come out. Oh my gosh. I'm going to.
Oh, right. Okay.
Spirited. Sorry, that's the one. Okay. Spirited. Yeah.
So this is a new movie.
It was, the usual sort of moral takeaway lessons as well. Some good fun and Ryan Reynolds' biceps. You can't get enough of them. You really can't. Yeah.
Embrace the holidays.
Oh my gosh. And the muscles of holidays. I'm into it. Okay, well, I'm going to go run off and update my Tinder profile. So
yes, you need to. Alrighty. So till next time.
Till next time.
So that's it for another week of Geordie Lass and Doc Sass. We hope you've enjoyed listening as much as we've enjoyed chatting. Get in touch and share your questions for relationship remedies and any hot topics you want us to cover. If you need help navigating all things relationships, Anna and Sara are available for one-on-one coaching support. Email info@geordielass.com. Please remember to like, share, subscribe if you've enjoyed listening. And if you've not, how on earth have you made it this far? I promise we'll try harder next time.